Hi everyone, Jennifer Eklund here. Today I'm going to introduce you to my new piece, Midnight Waltz. This is actually a solo version of a duet of the same title that I wrote last year, and one of my teacher friends in Arizona had suggested that this piece might be a really great solo. So I'm happy to present this to you today. It's sort of an early intermediate level lyrical solo with a little bit of a Spanish flair. So I'm going to play through it first, and then I'm going to give you 3 quick tips about how to really elevate the expressiveness of this piece and take it to a whole new level. Alright, so that's the bass version of the piece, and actually, ironically enough, I actually made a mistake in my own piece here at the end. But that actually leads really well into my first quick tip. I purposely leave the dynamic markings in my pieces a little bit on the slim side. And the reason is because I could play this piece again for you right now, and I can guarantee you I would not play it the same way. So I really like to give students the freedom to really make a piece their own. So this little mistake that I made at the end, you know, I probably wouldn't do that again, but it made for an interesting little twist on the piece. So the first quick tip is about the dynamics and melodic shapes. There's a lot of this little fill, particularly starting in measure 2, that's just a little figure that goes up and comes back down. So, you know, instead of marking that with a crescendo and then a decrescendo, I want students to just get used to the fact that you should be following the melodic line with your dynamics. So if it's going up, it'll probably sound good if you get a little louder. If the melodic line is going down, if you decrescendo, it's going to sound nice. So instead of just playing this flat, you can give it a little bit of contour. Just for the purpose of demonstration. So that's something that you can do throughout the piece. This works really well places like measure 9, where that little contoured figure appears in the left hand. Okay, so you're reaching for the top and then coming back down. Again, it's just, there's no point in me marking this in the dynamics. I want students to start to learn to do this naturally. Okay, so that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, I want you to go through the piece and I want you to find the chords that kind of make you go, ooh. Okay, so I want you to find those special spots and I want you to mark them with a star. Because what I'd like you to do in those spots is I'd like you to just take a little bit of time. We have a concept in music called rubato, which literally means to rob time. It means we're giving and taking a little bit with the rhythm, slowing down in certain spots, and then subsequently speeding up to make up for that time lost. So one way I like students to get used to doing this is by marking those special places with a little star. So when they visually see that star coming out, they know, oh, okay, this is a moment where I'd like to just take that little bit of extra time just to kind of highlight those special harmonies. So this is going to be different for everybody. For me personally, those spots come especially in the B section of this piece, which starts at measure 26. So I'm going to start from measure 26 and I'll alert you where my little stars are. So there's one. So I would kind of take a little bit of time on that chord coming into it. There's another one. Here's another. So you hear on that descending figure, I kind of hung around a little bit longer on those chords and then sped up to kind of make up for the time. Let me show you that again. The chords that come afterwards in measures 36 and 37, they're kind of just a generic E-flat chord. Nothing terribly thrilling there, so I don't mind pushing through that. So I'm going to play from measure 34 again. Okay, so I want you to find those special spots and take some time. All right, last quick tip is about the ending. I want you to take a lot of time starting from measure 53 and forward. I want you to make that crescendo huge. So you have your audience right in the palm of your hand. I want you to take as much time as is comfortable for you and really make them wait that out. Last little quick tip, you can arpeggiate the last chord.